I don't hear, and I'm recording. Good. Zophar accusation. We're going to look at dogmatism. It's dogmatic. What Zophar does, I mean, he really attacks um um Job.
Mhm.
In the ancient drama of Job, his three friends arrived to comfort him, and the first one was Eliphaz, kind of like mystic. Last week we looked at Bildad, traditionist. Yes, you sin. Now Zophar. Zophar looks at it on a different angle. Dogmatastic is the word I want to use. We explore what happened with correct theology is applied with a cruel heart to silence a suffering friend. Even though it's correct theology, but how he applied it, woo, okay, it's just devastating. In other words, after Job was talking, he said he used this: should not a multitude of words be answered, and should a man full of talk be vindicated? Zophar characterized Job's defense of his innocence not as a cry of pain, but as empty talk. Remember now, he went on for 2 chapters with Bildad. After Zophar, and I'm not going to talk about his response because it goes on for 3 chapters. I'm gonna hit that next
Mm-hmm.
week. But what he's saying is, it's just empty talk, mockery. He views Job's question about justice as a personal affront that must be rebuked. The irony is the man whose name implied twithery calls the suffering Job a windbag. Zophar name is a Twitter bird, a sparrow is what it means. And you know how they tweet, 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 tweet,
Yeah.
and he calling Job you a windbag.
Mm.
That's why he started out. Should not multitude of words be answered, and should a man full of talk be vindicated? You just running your mouth, Job. Okay, my next slide. So here's the first exercise. How do you feel when someone dominates the conversation with excessive chatter? How do you feel when they dominate? Let me see your
Mhm.
answers. You got to type your answers in.
Okay.
Oh my goodness, I don't think I can
I
Okay.
type
can't
that.
say that.
I can't.
You want us to do it right now?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
It should show up on your phone.
I have it.
Yeah,
Okay.
but it's so small.
But with a keyboard, how you type it in?
Yeah, how
You
yeah.
type it.
Oh, I see a pen right there.
Where you
Oh
typing at?
please. I'm not this is
You have to write on the side there. There's a pen that's
I can't even see that.
Really?
right there above
Uh-uh.
where it says Mickey Baker's screen. There's a little writing pen right there. You tap on that pen.
I don't see it.
I don't see
You
it.
don't
It's not
see
on
it?
mine.
Dean Baker, are we supposed to be doing this on that website?
You supposed to be doing it in Menti.
It's
Yeah,
not showing up.
But it's not showing up.
I got it.
I don't.
Um
I see the question there. Uh-huh.
All right,
Yeah.
let
I
me
tell
get
you
to
what
where
said
you
you
all
have
are.
short response, you have 200 characters left. I don't see where I can use what to write with.
Oh,
There's your slide.
Oh, you have to refresh the screen. Go to your web browser and refresh the screen, and it'll pop up.
Oh, how to
All right. What's that code?
what's
All right, 8356 1961.
Mm-mm.
Thank you.
I have
Dean Baker, excuse me.
uh,
It was on my laptop and I was typing,
And
but
Yeah.
I left because I did it. I think I
oh,
did it. I wanted to go
oh,
back
okay.
and see it.
Okay, thank you.
I
All right, so put your you tap your take your finger in your cell phone and tap in that blue box. And when I
what blue
tapped
box?
into it, my keyboard came up.
I
I
don't have a
can't
blue
even
box. I just got a
I don't
white
have a
box
blue
there.
box. Mhm.
All right, there's the box there.
Okay, I'm okay.
All right.
Okay. How do you feel when someone ask the question? How do you feel when someone dominates
Dominates the
the
conversation
conversation?
with excessive chatter. Chatter, chatter, chatter.
So how do I feel? I wish they'd shut up. That's how I feel.
All right.
I'm sorry.
I don't
Okay.
see no keyboard on mine.
Fine.
I
You know,
see
you
words.
tap the box, Deborah, and your keyboard will come up.
What
I
box you
tap,
want me to tap, sweetheart? I'm tapping. I don't see nothing there.
I
I don't
don't.
see a
I
what.
don't need it. I don't see a
I don't
All right,
keyboard.
okay,
either.
okay. Do
I
It's
you
see a
real?
because
lot of
you're trying to
red
type on
stuff.
you're trying to type on Zoom. You got to go to your web browser to type.
Go to the web browser. Go to the Menti. Remember, I had you open up Menti.
Ah,
Who's typing on my screen?
Okay,
somebody
I
typing
got
on
you.
my
There you go.
screen.
Saying I don't like it.
Who
I
typed
got
that?
it now.
Somebody said I don't like it.
Who did that?
Who did that?
I don't know.
All
D
right.
Baker.
I got on mine. I don't like it.
Me
I
It's
too.
don't like
because they
it.
wrote on the screen
They
with
wrote
the
on the screen. I
marker
don't
when
like
you
it.
Okay.
go
I
into
don't
the
like it. Well,
web browser.
I agree with that. I don't like it.
Okay, okay. All right,
Sound
all
good
right.
to
Let,
me.
let's make sure everybody is where I am. Remember, I asked you to minimize Zoom.
Uh,
Mm-hmm.
All right,
I
now you should be in your browser and you should be looking at the slides in your browser. So when we do these activities, you can answer in your cell phone or whatever you're using, the computer. So who wrote silence?
I put I don't like it. That
We,
was
I
all
don't.
Veronica.
right, we'll figure. All right, okay,
I
Monica.
can't.
Okay, all right,
I
I
don't
don't.
even.
I still
I'm
don't
not
care.
even. I'm not even able to type.
Okay,
I can't type either. You want to let me
Me either.
type?
That's why I wrote it on the screen.
okay, okay,
Doc,
okay.
Go back to the
But
website.
I
Go back.
am
Go.
feeling.
You got,
I
but
am
you got
feeling
to go back to the
frustrated.
website. You
Yeah. Go
can't go to
the
you if
Zoom.
you're writing on the screen, you're in Zoom. Go to the website.
Yeah. Go to the website.
Go to the website where you typed in Menti.
Oh come
Oh,
on!
Well,
oh,
I
Oh,
don't hardly see none of that. I'm in the car.
Okay, all right. But you kind of signed on a little late. You didn't sign on into Menti. That's okay. That's
Okay.
okay, Veronica. That's okay.
Okay.
All right. Okay. Okay. So
how do I go back
Okay.
to
all right. I
Minty?
see the word
I'm lost.
frustrated. I see the word
I'm lost.
annoyed. Oh, many
I'm,
times people speak out of not realizing that they are saying out of frustration. They speak excessively when realizing that what they are saying. Okay, I like that. It's all like
Thank you.
going for an interview. And you know how
Exactly.
you're sitting for an interview and you just talk. Okay. Frustrated, annoyed, irritated. Okay, now my next slide is this. All right.
I got
Please
all on the
correct.
screen there.
I don't
I'm, I'm the woman.
okay. It's okay. Key verse.
Oh
Now,
no.
therefore, God exacts from you less than your iniquity deserves. Zophar tells Joe, yeah, you lost everything and you got sores, but according to your sin, you didn't get he was leniency on you. Now that's tough. The logic, that's the dogmatist. Because Job is suffering, he must be a sinner. Because God is just, the punishment must be lenient compared to the secret crimes Job is holding. Job is sitting in ashes. He's bereft of his children, his wealth, his health. And Zophar looks at this total ruin, implies that you think this is bad? You actually deserve worse, Job. This is a customary message of shame. So instead of him consolating Job, he don't put Job in shame. Let's go to the next slide. In other words, your iniquity is so, like the measuring stick, it is so bad, your suffering is not even compared to it. The next slide. What words come to your mind when you hear someone say to you, don't judge me? What come to your mind? when you hear people that say to you, don't judge me.
I gotta go back to the website now and find that right.
Yeah, you got to go back to
I'm
the
just
website and type this one.
oh,
It
okay.
says, please wait for the presenter to change slides.
This is okay. I'm just staying home, man.
Yeah, I want y'all to stay in Menti. I don't want y'all to be on Zoom. You just hear me in Zoom, but stay in Menti on your browser.
So it's waiting for you to change the slides.
It's guilt. It's all I see is what guilty.
That's
Now
it.
that's what I thought. Guilt. When someone said,
Yeah.
"Don't judge me,"
Uh-huh.
I feel like there's some guilt there.
Yeah,
Right.
that's your, yeah.
Deborah,
Okay.
go
I
to
got
Mhm.
it, sweetheart.
Menti.
I
Go to
got
your
it. I got it.
browser.
I got it. I got it.
Okay. When you say facts, what are you thinking? Is it facts from a standpoint of what you're saying, or what the other person is saying?
Facts on what the other person is saying. For real, don't
Oh,
judge them. Who are you?
Don't judge me.
don't judge me.
Don't
Okay.
Yeah,
judge
who are
me.
you to judge them?
And it's based on the facts that you're saying, or based on facts that what they're saying.
I'm saying like the statement, don't judge me is facts. Like,
Oh, okay then.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's
Okay. Okay. Ah, somebody put covering. Covering. Now, Veronica, if you want to scan that code that's up there, you'll be able to do it now. Okay. What do you mean by covering? They're covering up what they have done.
Yeah, they're covering up something. Yeah.
They're covering up something when they say don't
Uh-huh.
judge me. Okay.
Yeah. Hiding behind something. Yeah.
Okay. The anatomy of dogmatism is arrogant assertion of opinion as facts.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, what he's taking is a dogmatic way. He's giving his opinion and he's making it sound like it's factual. Legalism, why my opinion becomes your obligation. Zophar believes he must defend God's justice at the expense of Job's integrity. Now listen at this now. He likes a theological category for innocent suffering. He thinks that admitting Job is innocent would be accusing God of being unjust. So he paints a picture. You've done something wrong, Job, because God don't make mistakes. You wouldn't be suffering what you're doing. You had to have done something wrong. See, ironically, while Zophar argues that God is unsearchable, he simultaneously claims to have inside knowledge of exactly why God is punishing Job. But he does not have it. We know he does not have it because we know what the prelogue says.
Mm-hmm.
And oftentimes, and I want to paint this picture because I have found myself like Zophar and putting a person in their place by saying, when they say, and nobody put this in here, when they say, don't judge me, then I come back with, every tree is known by the fruit it bears. I know you all had never said it to someone.
Oh yeah.
So Zophar pivots to a very high view of God's nature. He correctly argues that God is infinite, which is right, immutable, inaccessible to a finite mind. That's true. Our minds are finite where God is infinite, and we cannot think and know what God is saying and what God is thinking. So he comes with this. Here's the dimension. There's a God is high, higher than the heavens, and I know I've said this. He's
Mm-hmm.
depth, deeper than the grave, shallow hell, and his length and breadth is longer than the earth, broader than the sea. The truth so far is theologically correct here. We cannot fully comprehend the arcana imperial, that's Hebrew, which means the state secrets of God. Job 11:7-9 said, canst thou by searching find out God? Canst thou find out the Almighty unto perfection? Is it as high as the heaven? What canst thou do? Deeper than hell, what canst thou know? The measure thereof is longer than the earth and broader than the sea. So he measures God. Yes, that's true. So theologically, he's right, but how he's applying it is totally incorrect. And my next slide. He even says this, a wild donkey's coat. I like this. Then so an empty-headed man will be wise when a wild donkey coat is born a man.
No.
In other words, when a donkey produce a man,
No.
that's when you're wise. Zophar is calling Job empty-headed, hollow. He asserts that wisdom will elude Job until hell freezes over, using the impossible metaphor of a donkey giving birth to a human. He dismissed Job's capacity to understand his own situation, labeling him as a fool who cannot be taught. I mean, Zophar bad. I thought Bildad was bad, but Zophar really hit it. So I like this statement here. Think about this here. Knowledge without love. Any fool can count the seed in the apple.
Yes.
But only God knows the number of seeds. Correction, the number of apples
Yes.
in a seed.
Bro.
Zophar uses the height and depth as God in Job 11 to belittle Job. And like I use that scripture, every tree is known by the fruit it bear. I use that to belittle someone. But look what Paul does. Paul used the height and depth of God to assure us of the love of Christ.
Yes.
May be able to comprehend with all the saints what is the breadth, the length, and the depth and the height, and to know the love of Christ, which passes knowledge, that ye might be filled with all the fullness of God. We can take those same scriptures, but we can use them for love instead of trying to persecute a person, damage that person, make that person feel. Okay, so here's my next question. All right. Oh, overlook the writing there. Whoever wrote that, you can't go back and erase it. There's a eraser there. You can erase it, okay? I can't erase it, but you can. Or can I? I don't think I can. All right. What shocking assertion does Zophar make about God's current treatment of Job in verse 6? Is it God is more lenient than Job deserved? God is testing Job's faith like gold? Or God has forgotten Job's existence?
Job probably feel like God forgotten his existence.
He does feel that way. That's true. But Zophar doesn't say that.
It doesn't say that.
Uh-uh.
He probably feel like it, but he doesn't say it.
Right. And that is correct. God is more lenient. That's what Zophar is telling you. God is more lenient to you, Job, than you deserve.
Oh my goodness.
All right. What about this question here? According to Zophar, what are the 4 dimensions of the Almighty wisdom? What was those 4 things?
Higher than heaven, deeper than the sea, Lord, and earth, harder than the sun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Harder than the sea.
Yeah.
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 And that's what that's God's wisdom. He's right. Theology, he's right. But he applies that question Joe's integrity.
Yes.
Yeah.
You see how we can take God's word
And twist
and
it.
we can just grind it in the person
Amen.
Yeah.
and
Make
think
them
we're
feel so
convicting the
bad.
person.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good
That's why you
things
say
happen to righteous people and terrible things happen to wicked people.
People.
Always, sometime, never.
Little mouse here and see, can I get it?
What you think about that?
I think it's a minimum. I think
Sometimes.
it's middle ways because he
No.
said he reigned on
It's
the
no
just
way.
as well as the unjust.
unjust.
The
That's
sun
right.
rises
Okay.
on the
That's
sun.
right.
So
Okay.
sometimes.
Yes, sometimes.
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 So that's why I said middle. It's kind of
Mhm.
in the middle. But
Yeah.
listen,
Yeah.
you have to think spiritually because
Okay.
righteous people will always come out on top. We
Okay.
go through things. Now that's what I feel. We go through things, but we have the Lord to bring us out. Look at here, unrighteous people, they go through things, they don't have the Lord.
Okay. Okay.
Can we look at it that way?
Yeah.
Okay.
I just want you to just think about that. I just want you to think about it.
Sometimes
That's something to think about.
it is.
Mm-hmm.
I say sometimes.
You said sometime.
Well, that because Dean Baker, I don't mean to talk a lot, but sometimes, like I just said, he reigns on the just as well as the unjust. So good things happen to us as well as to the unrighteous also. If that's a good answer.
Okay. 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 I agree. I think that's a good answer. And I was surprised that it was still up there when I okay, let me see. I want to show this video. It's not long. I saw this today and it really caught my attention. Um
Oh.
I think this is a good discussion at the end. And let me see, can I come out and see, can I leave this for a minute? Um Let me see. There we go. All right. All right, I got it off. Okay, so everybody, I want to make sure you can hear this. Let me make sure you can hear this. Um, Let me do stop sharing for a minute so I can make sure everybody can hear this. Share sound. Okay, here we go.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Okay, I'm playing this here.
Believe with my whole chest.
Can you hear
Everybody
that?
deserves a safe
Yes.
Yes.
tolerated place, not a don't ask, don't tell place. Not a you can stay, but you gotta be quiet place. A safe place. And that's why Ruth Ellis matters. Ruth Ellis was born in 1899. Black, queer, a woman, in a country that had no legal language for protecting any of that. And she didn't live in hiding. She lived openly in Detroit at a time when being openly queer could cost you your job, your housing, your freedom, your safety. Police raids were normal. Being outed could ruin your life. Families disowned their children. And Ruth still said, "This is who I am." That's not small courage. That is daily defiance. She ran a printing business, which already made her rare for that era. But what makes her unforgettable is her house. Her home became a refuge for Black LGBTQ people with no place to go. And I need you to sit with that for a second, right? Young people, especially queer Black youth, they were getting kicked out, thrown out, told they were shameful, told they were unnatural. And Ruth's door stayed open. No interrogation, no lecture, no performance. Just come in. Food, a couch, conversation, and safety. She wasn't doing activism for applause. She was protecting lives. Quietly. For decades. And let's not pretend our LGBTQ community isn't still in danger. We're watching legislation target trans kids. We're watching drag shows get policed. We're watching queer people get debated like theory instead of treated like human beings. So when I say everybody deserves a safe place, I'm not being sentimental. I'm being clear. Because when people don't have safety, they don't get to thrive. They don't get to rest. They don't get to build. They just survive. And Ruth Ellis decided that survival wasn't enough. She lived to be 100 years old. And for most of that century, she was quietly making sure that the people rejected by the world had somewhere to land. No spotlight, no parade, no trending topic. Just consistency. Just love with backbone. And honestly, that is revolutionary. Not because it wasn't loud, but because it says you don't get to decide who deserves peace. Everybody does. And Ruth Ellis lived like she meant it. Say her name. Ruth Ellis. And let me do one quick caveat, because if y'all come in here being homophobic, transphobic, any of that, I swear to God, I will block you. Don't do that over here. I am not that type of person. I promise you. I'm not. Don't piss me off. Toodaloo. You know what I believe
Oh,
with my whole
Jesus.
Hey,
She said,
all right. Why did I play that? I know. I played that because I read an article the other day, and I can stop sharing. Stop sharing. I read an article the other day, and I got thinking about it. Wait a minute now. I know Pastor Paul spends the chapter talking about um um uh the word I want to use. The word I want to use, sexual orientation. That's the word I want to use. I know Pastor Paul talks about it. But the article said, did Jesus ever address this issue? I said, It says, look in the Bible and see can you find where Jesus addressed that. In the Gospels, did he ever address sexual orientation? But the church jumps on this so much. So I and when I was reading about Zophar, and from a standpoint that yes, he is correct, but he was applying it totally wrong. It's a way that we can take God's scripture and we can turn people away from the gospel. But what I'm saying is that I think it's really focused on we got to have that love there. And I like what she's talked about. That lady, that way back there. Um, um, but a safe place. Everybody have to have a safe place. Everybody. No matter who they are, they need to have a safe place that they can feel safe. And I wonder sometimes, do those individuals feel safe in our churches? I don't know, that's just my opinion. Okay. I just want you to think about what we're going through with and the scriptures that we're studying and how we see things. And I just want to challenge you sometime just to think about it. Any comments? That's my opinion now. I think I've listened to her a whole lot. Here's one time I commented on her, especially when she did that caveat. I said, oh, I like that. Okay. All right. What you
Yeah,
got to
you
say?
open up. Yeah, I think you open up a big can of worms. uh, but it's good discussions because
Right.
I personally share and feel kind of the way she does because we all have family members in our family. I'm sure.
Mm-hmm.
I can't speak for everybody. I know I have family members in
Mm-hmm.
my
I do
family
too.
that
Yeah.
are homosexual. I love my family. I love my family members to death. I love them. I can't sit there and say that they're my family and I can't love them because of their lifestyle. I still
Yeah.
have to show them love. I
Right.
still
Mm-hmm.
have to show them. I
Yeah.
can't not love
Yes.
them because then I would be hypocritical to
That's
say
right.
that I
Mhm.
don't love them because of their lifestyle. I
Mhm.
still need to show them that love. And
Right.
so I still treat them as if they,
Yeah.
their lifestyle
Right.
don't matter to me. I
Mm-hmm.
still show them that love. You know, I still show them that, they welcome in my home. I
Mm-hmm.
don't say you can't come to my home because that's your lifestyle. I don't treat them like that because
No.
when they welcome me into their home, so I never can do that. And the thing about it is, I have seen and witnessed. Uh, I have gone to churches, and and I probably all of us have gone to a church and heard a preacher preach the Bible's God made Adam and Eve. He didn't make Adam and Steve. I know y'all done heard that a preacher preached that at one point of a time. Okay, well, guess what? Well, that is offensive to a lot of people, and a lot of families. I have heard that preached at a family member's funeral. A family member that was homosexual. And he had his, as he say, his partner was there. And he preached that at that funeral. That was offensive. When that person walked away, he did not have a good feeling about us as Christian folks. He looked at it like this: you're judging us. So that was a bad taste in a person's thought about Christian folks. And so I've seen that. So this lesson really was good to talk about that. And so I really like that you ended that with that video to talk about stuff like that and to bring that out. But that's just my 2 cents on it.
Thank you. Yeah. Safe space. And I think that's what she was just emphasizing.
Right.
Everybody need to have a safe space.
They do.
Right.
They want to feel loved.
Yeah.
And one thing we have to realize, we cannot categorize sin. Sin is sin.
That's right.
All unrighteousness is sin.
All
God
right.
can look at my sin of being a gossiper, as someone who's a homosexual. He don't put no difference between the two. It's all unrighteousness.
Righteousness is sin.
Right. Sin is just sin. And so the scripture tells us that we draw people through love and kindness.
Love and kindness. Yes, have a true.
So we that are believers, we that are Christian, we should be aware of that. That's how God drew us out of our mess. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So we have to show the same mercy that God shows us each day. We got to show that same mercy to people that we come across in life. Have mercy. Yes. Grace. So that grace, they need grace. Yes.
Yes, sir.
I'm not saying what they're doing is right, but we just got to still show that love and
Just
grace.
love and grace.
So we know we all have wrong faults in our lives,
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
All right. Anybody else have a comment?
I think we forget that we don't do the condemning part. Like, you lead someone, it's God's job to condemn them. Like, it's not us to sit there and
That's a good
belittle
point.
them to the point where we condemn them. That's not our job. But I think sometimes we do that, or we point out certain things, or weaponize God's word to condemn people, and that's not our job.
And can't you see Zophar doing that to in this lesson? I mean, he would boom, man. You talk too much. You got to be wrong. God is leaning on you. You think you done lost all your kids and all your wealth, and man, your sin's so big.
God help us.
And Dean Baker,
Help us.
Another thing too that I think that the reason I think that is wrong, because people who call themselves followers of Christ, they pick one thing that they don't do.
There you go.
And they use it as a weapon.
Yes.
And a way to target and cut people down.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Now let's say they only been married once. Okay, that's their badge of honor. But everything else, which they probably did it too, but you ain't never gonna know. They target certain things that they know they're not guilty of, but that doesn't make them any better, like everybody have already said.
Yeah.
And we're not the ones who have the authority to judge anybody. We're to draw, not judge.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. It just amazed me. I when he wrote that article, I said, "Wow, man, I have never seen that sexual orientation addressed." But yet, that is one of the hot topics in today's churches. But Jesus never did address. Was he silent on that for a reason? And I know we're going to go to Romans. I understand Paul addresses that. But the teaching of Jesus when he was here, he could address that plenty of times. The lady at the well, hey, you got 7 husbands. The one you're with now is not even your husband.
Yours.
Yeah. The one that was committing adultery. You know, I like that one because in that day and time, it actually, you had to have 2 or 3 witnesses.
Fault.
So in other words, you had to have 2 people to
Exactly
and
right.
yet one person had to see it. One person had to be doing the act with her.
Oh my gosh.
If we look at it like that, he didn't even condemn her. He let her go.
Mm.
Where are your
That's
accusers?
That's
Yeah.
right. He was writing on the ground.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He is without sin. Let him
Yeah.
that's
cast
right.
the first stone.
Yeah. But I don't know who she is, but I like her. Ashley the Barnells. I listen to her. She pops up a lot on my feed. I remember my algorithm is tuned to what she said. It's really gonna be tuned to it because I gave a thumbs up on this one. All right, you all. Next week. Now I didn't talk about Job. So Job goes 3 chapters, and I'm gonna hit Job's how he comes back with Zophar. Last week was real good because Job actually admitted I need a mediator.
Yeah.
But he in the first chapter, that'll be chapter 12, he actually directs his conversation back to Zophar. But then the next 2 chapters, like he'll address it to God. And that's how come God comes out at the end and talk to Job. So I can't wait to get to that part. Okay, so we'll finish up to chapter 14 next week. Okay. I encourage you to keep working in your books. Work in your books. Okay. If you haven't taken the test, go back and take the test. I'm gonna load this up I know a couple of people is out tonight, and I'll load this one up for them to see it and all. Okay. Hopefully you get a hang of that mentee. I kind of like that. Okay. I can
That's
ask my
nice.
question,
That's
get
good.
your take in between while we were going through it. So
Yeah.
Pray for me. I get
I never did get it.
Uh-huh.
you never did get in.
Y'all gotta
No,
realize I'm turning 66
I
in a
never did
couple of
get
weeks. So y'all got
it.
All right. Somebody record all.
oh yeah.
Professor Brenda.
I'm turning 66 in about 3